Welcome back to some professional Starcraft 2. Two iconic players playing in WESG 2018. The final prize pool, I believe, is over $300,000. It's actually closer to half of them. Anyways, we're getting down. I believe this is the round of 8. Let's introduce. You got to do that, right? That's the caster thing. In the top left, winning every single GSL title in 2018. The Terran who many regard as the best in the world, just seemingly specializing in winning. It's MARU. And in the top right, the American Protoss player, winning 3 WCS championships in 2017. His name is NEEB! Sponsored by Ting, who's been pretty consistent about that for quite a while. I believe he's been sponsored by Ting. This will be 3 or 4 years now. Pretty much since he started winning things, so... And I felt like I could be gratuitous with that introduction, as MARU, suspiciously, has not built a single barracks outside of his base. So, the strategy that plagued NEEB against Terran for much of 2018, it was definitely... Like, there were some players who overall, you would say, probably not on his level, that were able to take games and matches off him. Just, he never really looked comfortable dealing with that proxy Rex play. It has been slightly nerfed in the fact that Cyclones have been changed drastically. There's no longer the threat of a couple beefy, ridiculously high DPS Cyclones coming in. They're a lot more fragile, easier to defend. They're better at sniping off units, but they're not so great for the proxies. And that's why, well, maybe, 1, MARU hasn't been doing the strat as much, and 2, NEEB probably feeling more comfortable. NEEB is a shield Protoss. He wants to play defensive. Pretty much, you can take whatever NEEB does, assuming, oh, not today. That Reaper not coming up there. You can take whatever NEEB does, assuming his opponent doesn't do some ridiculous all-in or cheese, and just try to copy-paste it in your own game. None of his strategies are super, well, not none, but most of his strategies not super micro-oriented. Of course, he takes advantage of that when possible. But he's the kind of player who's like, this is how you get to 3 bases. This is how you get to 70 probes. This is how you get your upgrades. This is how you get the unit composition that you need in order to go into the mid-game solidly. MARU, on the other hand, you try to copy MARU, you're going to come out, your head's going to hurt, and your ladder points are going to go down, because it's very simply impossible. You cannot copy MARU. You cannot just play like MARU. No one does. No one can. And that continues to this day. He's been playing professional StarCraft since he was, well, his first GSL match was when he was 13. So... So far, he's opted for... This has been some of the most passive openers here. We've got a 1/1/1 out of MARU. He's got a Cyclone early. NEEB, on the other hand, he opted for a Sentry early. Gets a Hallucination, gets a full Scout, which is quicker and less risky than an Observer. It just requires the initial investment. Oh my god. NEEB is pressuring? Well, this is a pseudo-pressure. I don't see NEEB actually moving out with this. But this is to show MARU, wait a second, I have units. Don't freak out, but respect. Because there's no War Prism on the way. The Robo just finished, but this is NEEB saying, this is what I need. Could we just, for a moment, oh my god. Terran Orchestra, could you just chill a little bit? And with Blink, you want to be out on the map. He will opt for the Blink, especially now that he saw it's a 1/1/1. The biggest counter to Blink is a bunch of bio units or a strong tank push early. But since MARU went for the 111, the Barracks Factory Starport, the Destiny Cloud Fist, that means he's not going to have enough units to just be walking across the map. And NEEB can maintain map control. MARU did get a Liberator, and the Blink Stalker's on the other side of the map, doing whatever they can to trade out here, but already ready for that Liberator. I don't know if he saw it or he just assumed it would be coming, but there was a threat of maybe a Banshee, a Raven, or an off chance, I guess, of a medevac drop with maybe some a Cyclone and some Marines, but that was unlikely. A Raven on the way. The new belle of the ball for Terran players. Everybody loves Ravens. In pretty much every matchup, especially as their uses are being demonstrated more and more. Disabling with Interference Matrix, disabling things like Colossi and Immortals. NEEB. How many Stalkers? He lost one Stalker, but he's getting hit real hard by the tanks. I don't know how much that's worth it. The auto turrets being pretty good for harass or spot defense. And of course, anti-armor. It's always fun when they blink away before the shot connects. The fadeaway shot. NEEB put on a lot of pressure. He's keeping MARU contained while he built... Oh my... NEEB! What are you... Oh, God. Like, he's getting a little antsy with this, in my opinion. You gotta... Okay. You lost a couple Stalkers. It felt like they hit harder. But a lot of those Stalkers are wondering when they get their hazard pay. Because right now... NEEB is making them work for it. They're down to red HP. What? Oh, is this a Scouting Colossus? Almost. So the thing you need to put, that is very important in this matchup, and something NEEB and other Shield Protosses especially focus on and do very well, vision. Map vision. Super important. NEEB is getting map vision right now, one, by simply keeping these Stalkers here. He knows the tanks are at home. But two, he's adding on observers in all these locations, pylons. He's going to have the watchtower. The objective is to get as much control of the map, as much vision, and this actually covers all the airspace here. So right now, NEEB, literally MARU cannot go by him unless he goes entirely around the bottom right of the map. So NEEB has near perfect map vision, has almost a perfect line where MARU cannot pass without NEEB having time to react. Behind this, it's still overall a passive game. Only 8 units lost, most of them SCVs. The build-up, of course, it's a Cold War. It's not just like a kumbaya moment here. MARU has, either by choice or by necessity, decided on a heavy tank count. Whereas NEEB has built up a lot of workers, so has MARU, by the way. And got Colossi. Now, where's the Templar Archives? Once the Colossi are spotted, you want to work towards that second form of splash damage. Ideally before it, if you have the gas. NEEB should be adding on the Templar Archives soon, but he's gonna... Oh, looking for the Raven Snipe. Doesn't quite get the target fire there. He's gonna blink to the side. The charge is already done. Charge lots in front. Upgrades 1-1 to just +1 attack for NEEB. So, MARU gonna get some pickoffs, but he's gonna be forced to back off. A relatively strong army here. Definitely cannot fight into the tanks. MARU never had any intentions of really going across the map, but NEEB bites off a little bit of it. Only cost him gateway units. Where's the Templar Archives? Where does he put it? I'm gonna say right here. Make me look smart, NEEB. We'll get there. But yeah, once the Colossi are spotted, you definitely need to work on another form of splash damage. Even if it's obvious, just having 2 different required counters is super important. Otherwise, MARU can come across enough Vikings, or even just the Raven. NEEB kind of refusing to go that tech route, though. He's working more into gateway units. He's got 4 going on 5 Nexi. This has spiraled up into one of the most... It's not passive, but mostly passive games. Both these players are going to be on ridiculous economies. 70+ workers for either side. 4 bases. How many gateways? NEEB's already at double digits, and he's adding more. He's going to 13. There's the Templar Archives in the main. I was wrong. Sorry, guys. I'll retire after this match. The upgrades, well, Maru's a little behind, and Chrono Boost does kind of compound that, rather. Maru's just building depot walls wherever he can, making it that much harder for charge lots to get in. He's already got a turret ring in the main. NEEB still trying to project as much pressure as possible. A fourth base could be the focal point. Denying a fourth base is, if he can do that, that's most of the way to winning the game. You're probably not going to kill his army outright, but if you can take a good enough fight and deny the fourth or kill the third, then you have the economic advantage to lean on. But Maru has pretty good defenses here. Anti-armor missile the Cheeto Dust on a chunk of the army. He doesn't care. Here comes NEEB. Flanking on the Liberators. The planetary nod done. I don't know, NEEB. He got hit by the anti-armor missile, and then he's like, well, I guess we're doing this. The tanks were in a great spot. The concave, incredible for Maru. That was right before NEEB's 2-2 upgrades finished, so there wasn't an upgrade advantage. In fact, there might have been a disadvantage, I'm not sure. Oh, +2 armor, rather, not +2 weapons. He has +3 on the weapon. I feel part of that was NEEB wanted to just get rid of gateway units. He doesn't want to have a ton of Stalkers and charge lots right now. They're just not that good. He needs things like, well, he needs power units. He needs Templar. He needs Immortals. He needs, well, he's going towards Tempest. Archons as well. Maybe some Disruptors later. I'm just naming all the good Protoss units. There are so many of them. Maru gonna hold the line for now. He does have advanced ballistics. I'm pretty sure NEEB already spotted that with the extra little animation, or maybe just the how far back the Liberators were. NEEB already has a Stargate done. Tempest, the required counter if you actually want to, instead of playing around ranged Liberators, if you want to play against them, then you need a Stargate. You can play around them with Stalkers and Templar, but that's a losing battle over time. He's going to hold on to his bases. 84 probes. Maru has 9 Liberators. He's already got Ghost joining the field. Storm is about to finish. Tempest on the way. We are just spiraling upwards. We've had that one relatively big engagement, but still neither player willing to risk their army. Oh, somehow a Warp Prism actually made it by, but will he... It looks like he's going to actually get a Warp in the back of the main. That opens up the map. NEEB is moving forward. The Warp Prism will survive for now. That means more production waves. The scan, though. Maru, well, he saw it with the sensor tower, and now he knows what he's dealing with. The long-range Liberators, they're going to siege up. He's going to have to back off. There is a Templar Prism, a storm drop that he can use on the army to avoid EMP from the Ghost. Oh my god. Maru with the YOLO drop. That's going to be spotted by the Watchtower, though. The Liberators weren't sieged. Where's the army? I bet NEEB is wondering, but he's just gonna take what he can. Gonna kill so many of these Liberators. A questionable choice from Maru means that most of his Liberators are gonna be wiped off the map. The Warp Prism in the main with no HP still warps in a dozen charge lots. A quadruple drop at the 4th base of NEEB. It doesn't have enough energy for a recall. NEEB going into the center. He's just gonna go forward. He's given up this base. The probes are already gone. When does he recall? And does he recall? The feedback pops the Raven. Storms on the Zealots and the SCVs. One has more HP than the other. Maru's still working on this, but bio units really not that great in the grand scheme of things. All NEEB needs is a little bit of splash damage. The charge lots have gutted a lot of the main. Maru slowly cleaning it up. 2 orbitals vulnerable. He recalls. The 3rd base will be protected. Maru picks up and he gets out. He's already lost his 3rd. He lost one of the orbitals with it. The other one's heading home. The units that were not recalled, still a powerful army. NEEB dividing it pretty well. If he can intercept those medevacs, then Maru... That's 40 supply of medevacs there, but he's going to be able to make it home. Now big, NEEB sniped the engineering base. That means no 3-3 upgrades. He had 3-3 on the way. I was wondering... But NEEB got the engineering base, and that means NEEB's going to be at... He's actually at a 4 upgrade advantage with shields here, even though shields don't have as big... Oh, he really wanted that sensor tower, and it cost him a few Stalkers. NEEB with a ton of money in the bank. He's got 13 gates. He may need more. Tempest on the way to deal with those ranged Liberators. NEEB looking to take it a little slow here, but Maru still is near maxed out. 122 versus 107 army supply. MARU can't make any big mistakes. NEEB has a little bit of leeway here. But it's still very difficult to beat a well-controlled Terran army with all these pieces put together. He's got 8 Liberators total now. A handful of Ghosts. But NEEB still is very reliant on his splash damage. Some charge lots going towards the south. There's not building armor. There's not even 3-3. MARU, oh, he has to rebuild his armory to get it. Wow, he reset the tech all the way back to the beginning. 2 NG bays and an armory had to be rebuilt. The planetary. So this opens up the map, though. His entire army is here. NEEB's gonna move to the north. The Templar Prism. The Storm drops on the bio. Is it enough? He tries to pick it up. There is a slight cooldown on Storm. He can't cast another one quite yet, but he's going in for more. NEEB is sharking around while he moves his army up to the northern base. There's a single tank. NEEB hesitates, and that hesitation may cost him his opportunity. But he still has the War Prism to the south. He has the economic lead. He knows that MARU doesn't have the upgrades. I don't know if he realized he sniped the 3-3 or not, but he can click on the units and see it. Maybe a Storm coming in. The Ghosts are there. A big charge lot warping. Some Templar in the back as well. MARU still has enough bio to protect the planetary. He's got the Star Sense. He realizes this is a big threat. He knows he didn't kill the Prism. The Tempests are slowly chipping away, but there's a sizable Viking count. 14 Vikings now out of MARU. He's going to try to jump on this army. He's actually pushing NEEB away. A Storm will do a lot to drive back Vikings as it has for centuries, but they will survive for now. Scans on both armies simultaneously. He actually finds this down here. Will NEEB react in time? There are Storms ready. NEEB's going to see this in a moment. The Storms will force this to spread. Does he go for another Warpin? The Storms actually aren't enough here. He's going to get some Archons, but good splits from MARU. The Tempests are still working their way through. The air upgrades, +1 attack. NEEB gonna pressure to the south while they battle to the north at a longer distance. Another Liberator gonna go down. Revelation giving the extra vision they need, well, the Tempests need in order to work their way forward. MARU gonna bring some of his bio. Wait, actually no bio is up to the north. Is MARU actually just gonna give up this base? Another Tempest comes in. 7 Tempests on the field now. NEEB has to be a little careful not to overmake Tempests, because at some point they become a vulnerability, because they're just not very good against anything but long-range air units. NEEB is getting... Oh my god, there's a nuclear missile. He's getting DT Blink, +3 air, and is that plus... He's getting +3 shields. A ridiculously high economy game still from both sides. The nuke is going to land on nothing. The Vikings continue the exchange. The charge lots are working in. Is there a Storm on these Templar? There is, but an anti-armor missile comes up. Where did the Raven come from? He rebuilt a Raven. The Archon not going to be enough. The planetary great at flanking here. Another massive warp-in from NEEB. Oh my god! He's got like a 24 Dark Templar. He's got 13 Dark Templar. Oh, NEEB. I don't know. It really, like, there's a Raven. He's got DT Blink. What are you doing, NEEB? Are you crazy? Are you insane? NEEB, the madman. He blinks on the planetary and he slices it to pieces. That's one way to do it. But how many DTs will he lose in this exchange? DT Blink doesn't have too long of a cooldown. It cost him so many DTs to do this, but the army's moving in the center. Most of the bio is down. He's gonna scan, looking for DTs. He's clear to put that orbital down. The Liberators are zoning out for now. The Ghosts were out of position, but they're moving their way back. MARU's starting to bank up some money as well. Both these players near max. Really not committing to what they're producing as of yet. NEEB, he warped in some more Dark Templar. He could jump on these units. If there's not an instant scan, they will easily kill them. Bit of an awkward exchange right now. The Tempest still shelling through. Revelation critical for being able to take out those Vikings from such a distance. 20 Vikings on the field. NEEB not paying attention. He blanked his DTs. The Liberators are there, but EMPs blanket the entire Protoss army. He's forced to recall. MARU will take his pound of mechanical flesh. The DTs are cleaned up, and MARU strikes back. NEEB bit off far more than he could chew on both the north and the south of Year Zero. And suddenly MARU crushes both armies. He killed how many? He's killed now 13 Dark Templar. He killed several Colossi with that. He's gotten 2 and 5 Tempests. And NEEB has the less health. Well, he still has a lot of minerals in the bank. MARU's army, though, the pressure has been taken off. When you take out that many key units, NEEB has to rebuild, and that means MARU. Overall, Terran units are a little bit easier to build, even at this stage, when you're building Liberators and Vikings and Ghosts, than Colossi and Tempest and waiting for the energy on the Templar. Oh god, is he gonna... MARU is launching a nuke. NEEB, a lot of NEEB's probes are here. Does NEEB see it? He's got to look around now. MARU, a big fan of nuke. Whoa, 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 whoa! Okay, he gets out of there. I want to believe that NEEB actually saw the nuke right off the bat and was like, well, I can mine a little bit longer. And waited till that last second. He cleans it up, but the army is off the map. NEEB making forward shield batteries. A Liberator coming in. He's still trying to lay the pressure. The American Terran trying to the American Protoss trying to contain the Korean Terran. But MARU will not be contained. He's gonna strike before the shield batteries are there. The EMPs hit some of the Templar. A Liberator's still gonna find a position to kill probes. Both players, well, NEEB actually not max, but he can easily max, especially with Zealots if he chooses. 3 more Colossi on the way. A Liberator working its way towards the south. A lot of charge lots. The Zerglings of Protoss. They're expendable now. He just needs to do something useful with them. A scan means that MARU can find us. He's right now. There are more resources than minerals or gas or even supply. There's attention, and attention is a finite resource as well. NEEB can't be everywhere at once. Neither can MARU, but MARU's trying to outlast him here. He's trying to do so many things that NEEB is forced to respond, and eventually the pressure lets up. Oh, what is this? A Templar in the Prism? He gets the Prism easily. And we see it. He's starting to slip a little bit here. NEEB losing not a small amount of probes. He's building forward cannons at the same time as MARU is building high-sec auto-tracking and Neil Steel armor. MARU still with a very strong Skytoss army. No, what? No! Sky Terran army to counter the Skytoss army. The overlapping Venn diagram of sensor towers, just giving him as much vision as possible. The Venn dia scans as well. Ghost still. Cloaked units. Oh, really, MARU? I can't believe... Well, he knew that something was on that. This Ghost did a lot done today. At the same time, NEEB trying to work his way through. Blinks forward, takes out most of the... Well, one more shot on the Liberator, takes it out. Wait, the nuke is gonna land, though. NEEB not paying attention. He's too busy with the fight. Only 5 probes. He gets some of the cannons, though. The storm's so important here. Massive storms, but not quite on the Vikings. He needs to take out those Liberators a little bit quicker. NEEB dipping in supply. The nukes continue to launch. MARU's barrage. Once again, how many nukes? That's 4 nukes so far this game. This isn't TVZ, but still. It's still working. The same situation applies. There's only so much you can pay attention to at once. These players are human, unfortunately. NEEB chipping away. The Vikings, cheaper than Tempest, but they do need to kill. NEEB, what did I do? Oh, instant replay as we see the exchange again. Jimmy, what are you doing back there? Beautiful kiting on the Tempest. How many Vikings have gone down? He's only killed 12. It feels like way more this game. Oh, the EMPs across the board! But storms for the counter damage. NEEB has some shield batteries to fall back to, which negates some of the effectiveness of EMP, but the energy on the Templar is very important. We have actually taken every base on year 0. This map is going to start mining out. The first 3, maybe 4 bases, especially for NEEB, are mining out. And neither player has gas in the bank. That is so important. The gas is for those high-tech units. The DTs come in, they blink on top! He's going to slice right through that planetary, even with the building armor. The Ghosts are on their way down. The Vespene gas in the bank. That's what to look at this stage of most matches, as we're starting to count exactly how many of each resource are left on the map. NEEB moves around the top. He's gonna storm. The Colossi, they just don't do enough damage. That building armor. Never seen a planetary kill a Templar? Far too often, actually. Another nuke is launched. Is that the same ghost from earlier? No, it's a fresh one. NEEB, 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 NEEB! This is an important amount of probes. He's down to 50 now. He's not mining the gas from these bases. He needs to get on top of that. MARU slowly dragging himself back into this match. Oh, the Colossi, where are you going? Disruptors are here. Disruptors don't care that much about EMP. The Bio Army is actually taking out one of NEEB's bases as NEEB takes the top base, but it's already mostly mined out of gas. There's only 86 left. MARU has plenty of minerals. Both players still struggling for the gas. EMPs at the front. Vikings behind. Disruptors, the fadeaway shots will drive back the ghosts. But how does NEEB deal with the Bio Army? What is he bringing back? He's bringing back the Tempest. He's bringing back most of the key units here. He's going to work towards the south. There's really nothing left to fight over up here. Both players are nearly... Well, NEEB isn't quite mined out yet, but MARU's pretty much mined out of the gas. And really, there's not that many minerals either. It's kind of a non-starter now. It's too late. You tried. You're not taking out that base. MARU held on. Whoa, 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 whoa! Disruptors with a questionable pathing. The Zealots are going to work, but once again, the Planetary going to hold. How many kills? The Planetary only has 3 kills, but it's done so much. Okay, maybe it won't hold. I don't know. Depends on if MARU repairs it. MARU not repairing it. Not a big deal either way, but Big Storm's going to hit all the ghosts. Anti-armor missile, Cheeto dusts a few Templar, so now they'll die in 1 hit instead of also 1 hit. But beautiful revelation, keeping NEEB able to kite back with his Tempest. MARU still has the tools, but they're becoming harder to use with the complexity of NEEB's army here. 1 storm, 1 disruptor shot, a couple swipes of Colossi or Tempest. Now, there's a reverse of that. 1 nuclear missile can definitely do a lot. A nice tag on the Vikings, but it will cost him. He cancels the nuclear missile. He's going to move forward. The nuclear push, the creeping barrage with the most powerful weapon in StarCraft. If NEEB walks into it, it could be a massive disaster. The nuke will land. It's going to hit a couple probes. NEEB down to 46 probes. He's still maxed out. The fist of NEEB grows stronger. The army supply is huge. Chargelot's warping in. Liberators zoning out the ground army for as long as they can. NEEB really wants to keep this base up. This is the only really fresh mining base he has. He's going to come around the back, force the Terran army back. MARU's going to move forward with the Bio. He's taking out the base as it stands. Are there observers? There is Cloak on the Ghost. Storm doesn't care about Cloak, but it does care if it gets EMP'd. The Planetary! The Planetary is killing Templars! The Vikings doing their best! The Planetary holds. He loses 14 SCVs. NEEB is driven all the way back. He's lost his base. MARU holds on. NEEB still has money in the bank. He's not done yet. MARU's gonna... Okay. He's gotta back off. MARU has very little money. This base still stands, but it doesn't matter now. There's next to nothing left to mine there. MARU still holding things together. NEEB, how many Templar? Where are your Templar, NEEB? He still has 5 Templar in the back. Are there disruptors in this army? Okay, they're coming in from the back as well. Still a couple opportunities for revelation. NEEB continuing to move forward. He needs the revelation! The Blake Stalkers move forward. No, he still has 1 Oracle. This base just as key for MARU as the opposite one was for NEEB. The Vikings still trying their best. Disruptors in the front. The Tempest becoming less and less important. There's only a handful of Liberators on the field, so they're not a huge factor. Still, NEEB holding his ground. Another Disruptor shot. Good EMPs from MARU. The exchange continues. The units are continually rallying around. 2 Disruptor shots used. That leaves NEEB 1 Disruptor off the reservation. NEEB trying to make some headway, but MARU not giving up any ground. NEEB has lost 6,000 more resources, including... Actually, he's lost slightly less gas, and that's going to be important. 7 SCVs at a time for MARU. He doesn't feel like he has enough income. Those Oracles super important for Revelation. Beautiful EMPs on the front part of the army. Disruptor fadeaway shot, not hitting anything. Airball from NEEB. More shots coming in. The Vikings are desperately trying to move forward. The Colossi are still doing a good job to zone out. How many Colossi does he even have? He just has the 1. But MARU has driven back NEEB for now. The Templar need their energy. Every step that NEEB takes back, MARU takes at least 1 forward. More shots coming in. The Liberator's going to try to choke off this base. The circulation being constricted right now. MARU accidentally loading up into his medivac. That's so many Liberators! Disruptor shot catching the Ghost, but the Venn diagram of freedom keeping the American Protoss from his own base, and then MARU throws the nuclear missile into the sky, zoning out wherever it lands. NEEB. Oh, is he going to try to base trade at Terran? He's cutting off the reinforcements. Neither player with much money in the bank. Neither player even maxed out. The nuke lands. This base is gone. NEEB has no income. He has the pieces on the board, and that's it right now. MARU scrambling back with his Vikings. It really comes down. EMPs are needed. How many Tempests? There's only 2 Tempests. He can't really get through the Liberators very quickly. He has to catch them out of position. How many Ghosts on the field? Still 7 Ghosts against 5 Templar. The Storm zoning out. At this point, he has to deal with the army, though. He has to kill MARU's army. He's cutting off the production. NEEB has no income. He has 270 minerals and 0 gas per minute. He cannot rebuild. This is a chess match now for NEEB. Does he have the pieces he needs for checkmate? MARU's starting to hold on. Like, there's no minerals left to mine, so it's just to deal with production. NEEB is kind of trying to figure out. He's in this awkward spot. He let his bases go a little bit too far. The Storm, he storms his own Templar. The EMPs, are they there? More Disruptor shots coming out. The Vikings clear out everything in the sky. The Liberators are zoning out so much of this army. I'm not sure what the Disruptors are hitting more of. The Vikings hit the deck. Liberators doing their best. Bio Army comes down for the main. NEEB still has a lot of zealots. The Liberators, so much terrible, terrible damage. The anti-air is gone. NEEB can't shoot up. And MARU takes him down. MARU holds on. Checkmate. NEEB, he kept trying to push into these bases. 44 Liberators, 14 Templar, it felt like way more. 52 Vikings died. Oh, MARU just... NEEB never quite punched through. Some questionable decisions with the Dark Templar. It almost felt like... I think he fell a little bit prey to the, oh, I'm so far ahead, I can do whatever I want mentality. It happens to everyone. Where NEEB's like, I have 5 bases, and I have 4,000, 3,000 in the bank. I can warp in rounds of Dark Templar. And then suddenly, as it gets down to it, 5-10 minutes later, you're starting to regret using all that money to kill one base that was easily replaced. Shout out to Team Liquid's Games of the Month, by the way. That's how I found this match. And, of course, all you who suggest matches. But if you enjoyed it, of course, like, subscribe, comment, say, wow, NEEB just went full NA, or MARU is just lucky he plays Terran, or I wish MARU would stop winning so Terran would finally get the buffs they deserve. If you're on Twitch, you might be like, how do I smash the like button? Just throw a kappa in the chat. But that match got more and more dramatic as time went on. MARU, you can't be like, well, NEEB threw it. It was still very, very tough to hold on if you're MARU in that scenario. It's controlling even one form, like controlling Liberators or Ghosts, let alone and as well as Bio, is ridiculously hard. But there's a reason he's the best. So, pretty good.